What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Common Sense Living, the show where we dive into financial and economic trends, gold and silver, and different business topics. So, in today's episode, I want to talk about the war on cash that's really been going on the last few years and why our government is trying harder and harder to move us to a cashless society. And I really want you to think about all the disadvantages that that will happen if something like this does occur. Now, the last few years, it's really picked up this war on cash, but it's been going on for a little while. It is going to be something that disproportionately is going to affect small businesses, as they're the ones that are more likely to use cash, and they're going to be susceptible to higher rates of audit from the IRS. And the government, the credit card companies, they love this. They push more and more people to do things electronically. They're encouraging people with all sorts of things that these credit card companies, like rewards and different cashback at the credit card company. Um, and the excuse we hear all the time from the government as far as why cash is so dangerous is that it's used for money laundering. Drug cartels and criminals use it. Um, and in Europe as well, the mentality is pretty much the same. It's probably even worse as they've eliminated a lot of the larger denomination bills. And obviously, we know what the end game is here. The end game is to implement a central bank digital currency where all transactions can be monitored and controlled. And we're already starting to see that the mainstream press here is coming out, and the message is that no need to worry, no need to panic. Cash is not going away. The CBDC will be there, just similar. It's just like a credit card in the electronic sense, but cash is still going to be available and you'll still get to pay with cash. But I strongly think that this is just the beginning and that we're going to see cash eliminated the last few years. Now, I think that the CBDC, as I've mentioned before, it's going to be pushed out to younger generations and millennials the hardest. That would make sense for a lot of reasons, since they're younger, more willing to get on their phones and do these sorts of, download apps and pay electronically. A lot of them already do pretty much everything electronically now. But the important thing to remember is that not having cash eliminates financial freedom. It eliminates um, that freedom you have to go and cut your neighbor's grass and get, $40 in cash and not have to worry about the government knowing or anyone else knowing about it. Now, in terms of the push out of the central bank digital currency, I think that what they're going to do in the beginning is they're going to offer free cash for downloading the app and maybe even some sort of reward system similar to how credit cards work and how you get rewards through credit cards. And again, at first, when this first comes out, the CBDC, cash is going to be allowed, and it's going to be something that the government is going to come out and say there's no need to worry, there's nothing to be concerned about. The cash is not going away. But essentially, as time goes on, it's going to be more and more uh, disincentives. It's going to be eventually eliminated. The government's going to create disincentives so that people just don't want to use it, so that small businesses don't want to use it. There's going to be different things that they do. And to me, at the end of the day, CBDCs, they're really about control. And I think a lot of people have caught on to this. Unfortunately, I don't think it's enough, but a lot of people understand what's happening. We've seen different scenarios play out. Now, CBDCs, it's really a complete loss of privacy and your spending habits and loss of financial freedom. And the government's going to know exactly what you're doing, and they're going to be able to introduce all sorts of plans to push people into certain products or certain things. Um, so, for example, they can put limits on things like beef or gasoline, you're only allowed to spend so much within a certain time period for certain products. They could also come out, introduce rewards for things that they consider uh, to be eco friendly. Now, one advantage that I've mentioned earlier is that it does hurt small businesses, entrepreneurs disproportionately. They are the engine of the economy. That's what's made the economy so great, really, the last since the Industrial Revolution. When you think about all these large companies we have today, they all started small. They started with hard work and grit, and having policies in place that are going to hurt just your average small business owner. Um, it's going to hurt the person, the farmer who sells food on the stand, the handyman worker. Um, and a lot of times, a lot of these businesses, what the government's not recognizing is they're not really set up to deal in cash. Or, I'm sorry, they're not set up to deal um, in electronic payments. So they're only set up to deal in cash in certain instances. So that's all I've got for today. Appreciate everyone watching. If you have any thoughts or comments, please write them. And if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and consider subscribing to the channel if you're not subscribed to the channel. Thank you.